I think so. I think somehow it came. I don't know how, but I remember as a kid I would go pick up the Daily Times or Daily Express at the time and pretend to be reading the news like I saw on television. I love to read, just like she loved to read a lot. I love to read. So I believe that somehow it came through. I don't know how. Yes.
You are the only child.
Yeah.
Okay, that make you close to her?
Before, she had others, but they only died.
Okay.
Yeah. She must have had about 4 or 5 of us, and I think 3 died. And then my elder brother, Ekisola, this man died, and my younger sister, the surviving one, that one day, also died. So that one day, the same LPG, that was our father.
Then I was going to ask, what was the secret? That was the first thing that shocked me. When I was looking for a 70-year-old man, I was wondering if
you can continue to presume me, okay? I know. You are looking at the body, you don't know what the engine is. Yes, I thank God. Just like I said, maybe you usually have your mom's genes. Maybe I have her genes. I have my father's height. She was very kukuru, Sunday kind of, yes. And I have a build, So I guess, I don't know. It's just that, I thank God for what I've been blessed with.
And how did you feel on the just birthday when you saw a lot of your old friends, colleagues gather celebrating?
Okay, the drama started. See that woman sitting there? She was talking to me on the phone like she was still in Ireland. And I said, won't you come? She said, no. Ogami, we are very busy. I said, yeah, I understand. And then they started the drama. I'm drunk now. And, I was down. What is going on? I still didn't get anything. But they planned all of these things around me. By the time I got to the hotel, they gave me a phone with her on the phone. I was talking to her video call, and then she walked out of the bed. So now I was now wondering whether I was I okay? I'm talking to somebody on the phone, and that person is walking towards me. I just buried my mom. I mean, Mama Tiwa. We thank God. It was a huge. I saw all of them. Ambrose, Tom, all of them. The ones that couldn't come when touched by phone. Wow. I believe I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed. I met these people. They had a lot of stuff deposited in them by their maker, because there's one God, right?
Yes.
So they already had all of those things. God helped me somehow to be able to see or understand that those things were there, are there, and they could be, nurtured. And God gave me that opportunity. That's just all I did. I didn't do anything to them. They already brought whatever they had. I was just a Mr. Sababi. God just used me as a kind of spoon to stir the pot, and perhaps help them also to discover some of the things that they might not have discovered on their own. I was an instrument, used by God to help, polish what they already have. So that is what I know how to do. And we became like brothers and sisters. You know, I could rely on them. I could tell them anything. I could ask them anything. I didn't have to be, looking twice before. They were just like we were blood relations. So I thank God for their roles in my life and the little that God gave me the opportunity to also play in theirs. Yeah.
So what have you been up to in the last few years?
I came back from the United States trying to re-establish my links with the system. I left here for almost 20 years. When you do that, what you do is whatever nature abhors vacuum, whatever you were doing before, if you went there to do it as routine, as often as you were doing it, some other people will come in and fill that gap. So I had to now come back to re-establish my. I needed to go and go to the ministry to go and revive my pensions. So I went with one of my sisters. We got there. I just sat down quietly. We were doing whatever we were doing. It took us a long time. When we came out, my sister said, Egbo, what are you doing? I said, as soon as you stepped to the office, you should have said, my name is Olusesan. I said, okay, if you say your name, and they say, so, sorry, we don't know you. And I had that experience. I wanted to see the Surveyor General, and somebody gave me the name, and it was a familiar name. So I thought, that's one of our friends from before. So let me just go in. So I got in and discovered is the younger brother of that one. So now I was lost for words. I didn't know what to say. I said, I was looking for this person. So yes, I am. I said, but you don't look like him. Oh, that's my brother. He's retired now. So I left the civil service and I discovered that when I mentioned my name, they said, oh, okay, yeah. It didn't mean anything to most people, And in Abeokuta, where before I even say Olusesan, people will finish it for me. But okay, now I said my name is Olusesan. So what? Yeah, what do we do for you? So I said okay, And I thank God for, again, I go back to my people. They are the ones making sure that the torch of my life is kept burning. They kept my name in front of everybody. And though I left the microphone, officially in 1995, and people for no reason would just inject my name into whatever they were doing on the radio. So they kept me alive. It was all due to them that today, when I mention my name, some people still remember. I went on Twitter and I put my name there. So I looked at my followership. I was struggling with 100, 200, and I now looked. I said, okay, when you were Olusesan Ekisola, if you were the same person at that time, you had a Twitter account, you'll be counting in millions or something. People will be rushing all over you. But see, if nobody knows you, you better go and sit down. So that helped me to moderate a lot of things in my life. When you are out there on the stage and everybody is, adoring you and all of that, it is all fine. But again, you must prepare for there will be times when the king you would not know Joseph. You would just be, oh yeah, you don't remember him? He used to be. So it's not, do you know him? Yes. Aliko Dangote, for instance. You won't even need to introduce him. So he walks into the place and people will rush to get to him. I'm K1 the ultimate. He doesn't need to say it. The moment I'm King Sunny Ade. I noticed at the time, King Sunny Ade came to play somewhere. And to come through the hall to the stage, he was now saying, no, I can't go like that. You know, somebody had to create a diversion so that people's attention went somewhere else, and he quickly sneaked to where he needed to be so that he could appear on stage. So I was looking at that. There was a time, Commander, I went to him then it was at Olonode at Miliki Sport. And the studio was there, and I wanted to just bump in on him. And he said, please, I have to go now. So I said, when somebody is over there, and by the time I engage with such a person, it will be a little bit complex for me. So let me go now because I need to go. I said, okay, no problem, I'll see you. Okay. So I have had opportunities to meet with people who have names, who have name recognition, and people swarm all over them. And I've seen some people who climbed to the top and crashed. So I remember Alex Twandy in his heydays. Alex. So that was what, for instance, that helped moderate my thinking about, performing as a disc jockey. So many times, Commander would say, so let me bring you a DJ equipment. I can ship it because he was into music equipment business. I could ship it with just so you can have it. He said, no, I don't want that. I said, why? I said, because we will use the gate fee to buy beer and entertain women. Say, I don't want that. I want, like you, I want a record label, Ekisola record label. Say, you can't manage it. Me, that I'm facing it 100%, is difficult. Talk less of you working in a government establishment, now managing a recording label. So I believe that my path, you were asking about my path, in traveling through all of those avenues, some things have been dropped in my subconsciousness that have helped me in some of my decision making. I might not have been correct to refuse the DJ deck, but I didn't want to live on the streets. I remember Ibadan, in Yasmina, you had Labrador, Labi, who was the resident DJ. There was this discotheque at Mokola. Just before that bridge. Yeah. So, and you see a lot of people who went that route, and you see some of them, and you understand, no, this is, at least you know what you don't want to be. Labrador at a point couldn't see very well or hear very well because of loud music all the time. But he was one of the very best, And I looked at all of it wasn't this much now that you have DJs making tons of money, from being DJs. So it's a lot different, knowing some of these things, passing through this. Anyway, I wanted to be an engineer. That's why I studied and I thought maybe I would end up being a petroleum engineer or a paleontologist or a geologist. Most of my classmates became specialists in agriculture. They got their degree in agriculture and stuff. Agric economics and all these other ones. Yeah. but I ended up behind the microphone. Here we are.